G'day, I'm David A. Elliott in 2019. We're on our way back to 2008 again. In this video, the 2008 David A. Elliott will talk about his interests in family history and genetics and how this led him to genetic genealogy. He also explains a little about what is tested and what the DNA ancestry companies could tell you about your ancestry in 2008. Now, it's time for you to go back to 2008. Say hello to David for me.
When I was in my late teens, early 20s, I studied my family tree, and I've also done studies at uni in genetics. So they're sort of related areas. Anyway, recently I was looking on the net and come across this thing called genetic genealogy, which intrigued me. So looked a bit more into it, and basically there are companies in America where you can send a sample of your DNA and they will test for markers on the Y chromosome and also the mitochondria. The Y chromosome you get from your father, who got it from his father, who got it from his father, and so on back into antiquity. And they also test the mitochondria, which you get from your mother, who got that from her mother, who got that from her mother and mother and mother, way back into antiquity. Anyway, so I thought, that sounds interesting. The other thing they'll do is they put you on a database with your approval, and you can find out other people who have similar Y chromosomes or mitochondria, and they'll estimate within how many generations they're related to you. So obviously the greater the detail of the test, the more accurate it is and the closer the generations. So they can look at markers on the Y chromosome and the mitochondria, and they can trace back where your ancestors have travelled throughout history. And this can go back thousands and thousands of years, even tens, perhaps hundreds of thousands of years. And so all this intrigued me, and the concept of finding distant relatives with the family history, thought that was good. And they maintain the database, which everyone's record's on there, unless you don't want it to be, you just want to be tested. And they'll put you in contact with other people who are closely connected to you, and you can then do a paper trail to see how that is. So anyway, I looked into it and researched these different companies and sort of ummed and ahed because it is a bit expensive and comes from America, and got to look at the conversion rate of the currency. So anyway, the Australian dollar was up pretty high about 2 weeks ago, so I bit the bullet and went for it and ordered a kit. And yesterday, the kit arrived in the mail, and there it is. I was expecting, a big box, but it actually fit into my small post office box. So quite a lot of money for something that's very small. But then again, your DNA is pretty small, so I probably don't need much to collect it. So I will now open it and we'll see what's in there. And I'll do cut.
Oh, you're back. How was 2008? Did you say hello to David for me? I hope he wasn't too boring. I'm David A. Elliott. If you like what you see, click on the like button, make sure you subscribe, and keep watching for new videos. And if you really, really love them, then help support me to make more with as little as $1 a month at Patreon. Have a good one and see you around like a rissole.